Started recording. Okay, let's start the session. Right. So let me log in into the account first. Into the console. Sign to root account, mail ID, and the password and the verification. We need to enter here. 763705. So today, what are the topics that we are going to cover? So let me open this folder. So let's understand about the placement groups, and after that how can we add users in the Linux machine, and after that we'll go for the Windows Web Server. Okay. So let me allow all the people. Right, so what are the topics that we are going to cover today? So first we will cover the Windows Web Server, and after that we will discuss about the placement group, and after that we will go with the user adding in the Linux as well as the Windows machine. In Windows also we can add users. In the same way, in the Linux also we can add the users. Both the things we will learn. So let's open this Windows server. So what is the title here? Setting up a web server on Windows, AWS Windows machine and deploying a simple web application. So that is the concept. So in this guide we will learn how to set up a web server on Windows machine in AWS and deploy simple web application. This is done by step. In this PDF, I have provided all the steps that you require. So by seeing this PDF, you can also do the same steps. Okay, so the same steps you can use to do the practical part. So now I am going to my console. I am going to my console. Now right now I am in my console. So just go to the services here and click on EC2. So whenever you want to launch any instance, just the related service is EC2. So just click on this launch instance, and I'm giving some name here. Let's take the meaningful name. I'm taking as my Windows server. So launch a new Windows instance. We are going to launch a new Windows instance. So I'm giving the name here as my Windows server. You can choose any name as per your requirement. Now under AMI, you already know what is AMI and all the things. If anyone watching for the first time, please watch my previous videos. So AMI stands for Amazon Machine Image. I am selecting the Windows AMI here and scroll down, and the instance type I am selecting here T3 micro. Scroll down. Let's create one new key pair. With the same name, I am creating a key pair. And next, there is an option for network settings. So right now we are deploying the Windows instance, and our practical is related to deploying a web server, and on top of this web server we need to deploy one web application. So first of all, we'll create one instance. On top of this, if you want to host any applications, so you need to install a web server. Without installing the web server, you cannot deploy, or else even if you deploy, your application will not be hosted. So application should be when the application will get hosted means when you install the web server. So I will write WS here. So we need to install a web server. So to install the web server, follow the steps which I am showing you now. So you can say, you can go with T2 micro also. It is eligible for free tier eligibility is there, but I have chosen T3 micro because I am in different region. I have selected here Singapore region. T3 is available, and after that we need to select a key pair and configure port security group. In this security group, we need to enable two ports mandatory. The first port is RDP. So RDP stands for Remote Desktop Protocol. RDP stands for Remote Desktop Protocol. And the port number for this one is 3389. In the same way, one more port also we need to enable, that is HTTP, stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And it stands for, the port number for this one is 80. So there is one more port also, HTTP. Yes, and HTTPS means with security. The only difference between the HTTP and HTTP is here we have the encryption in the HTTPS. Okay, later on in the upcoming videos, I will tell you how can we apply this HTTPS on our web application. Upcoming sessions, I will tell you. Okay. Right now, we are going to enable these two ports. One is RDP as well as the HTTP. So go to the security group and click on edit option here, and don't disturb any above options, because these all options are by default AWS is providing. So don't do any changes here, because right now we are using the AWS network. So upcoming sessions, when we are discussing about the VPC concept, at that time I will tell you about that. So, and the security group I am giving, and the description also I have given. Here by default the RDP port will open because we have selected the Windows machine. If it is a Linux means by default here SSH port will be enabled. You can see the port number also for this one. As I told you, here the port number for the RDP is 3389, and it comes under the TCP protocol. And adding one more port, that is HTTP. And the source type, select it as anywhere. It means we are giving public access 0.0.0/0, right? So the port number for HTTP is 80. Now scroll down. By default for Windows machine, they will give you 30 GB, and free tier eligible customers can get up to 30 GB at free of cost. If you want to increase the volume, you can increase the volume, and by default which volume you are getting means, volume is nothing but the hard disk. So you can increase the volume by this option also, or else here also you can increase your root volume. And if you add any additional volume, that will not become the root volume, that will become the EBS. Okay, now just click on launch instance. In the summary you can check everything, and directly click on launch instance. No need to do any changes. So launch the instance, review the settings, and click on launch instance. The step 2, we need to connect to the Windows machine. So for Linux means it might take nearly about 1 minute to log into the instance, but Windows we need to wait for few minutes here approximately. Now see here, if I go to here and if I try to connect to this machine, I will get one message also. Just I am selecting this one, click on connect, go to RDP client, and if I I am going to download this remote desktop file and click on get password. See, it is showing you one message. This is also the interview question. So how many minutes you need to wait? See, it was written here to generate a password. The password is not available. Please wait at least, we need to wait at least 4 minutes after launching the instance. Okay, before trying to retrieve an auto generated password. The password will get generated after 4 minutes. Okay, so by default for Windows we need to wait at least 4 minutes, so then only we can log into the instance. Okay, So Linux means it will be little bit faster, but for Windows we need to wait. So just again I'm trying to click on get password. Now I did not get any error message. So just click on the file upload private key file. So we need to upload the file now. Right now, whatever the file that we have created one key pair na. So that key pair was downloaded into our local machine. That file we need to upload, and the extension of that file is, you can see here, it is PEM file. Okay, so we need to upload that file to take the remote connection. You can take the remote connection from your local machine also. There is RDP in your local machine also. By using that also you can take the remote connection. Right now I am going with the file option which is providing by AWS. So already I have downloaded the RDP file. It was downloaded in my local machine 2 minutes ago. Now I am going to upload private key file which I have created. So this is the PEM file which I have downloaded earlier. So this PEM file I need to decrypt. Now it will show you the password and the username. So just I am going to copy the password and I am noting down in my notepad for the future reference. And here just I am copying the username also. For Windows, the default username is administrator. So I am having the username as well as the password. By using these two options, I can log in into my instance. Now I will open this file option, click on connect. Now it will ask you for the password. Username will be automatically taken by the RDP file itself. So just we need to enter the password here. Just copy the password which we have generated earlier and paste here. Click on OK and click on yes. Now we are going to logging into the machine. Okay. So right now what you are seeing here, it is the server. You can see the IP address on top. It is going to match with your public DNS, and here the same thing you can see. On top of my operating systems, virtually I can able to see the server. So now go to the start and go to the server manager. See, the server manager option only you can see in the servers itself, not in the client machine. So server level, the server manager option will be there. So if you want to do any modifications, if you want to perform any actions, if you want to configure anything, you need to go to the server manager itself. Just click on server manager. Just click on this two button. And now the dashboard is getting loaded. You can observe the blue strip. It is getting loaded, right? So just 1 minute. About based on the internet speed, it will depend this because this GUI should get loaded, right? So you, if your internet speed is very fast, these things will go beyond. So if it is slow means obviously we need to wait for 1 or 2 minutes here. So here you have an option called add roles and features. So just select this option, click on it. One window will get popped up. Just click on next here. Just click on next. Don't do any changes here. Just click on next. And here you can see here there is a it is showing you web server. So select this web server. Click on add features. In Windows, the web server that we are right now we are using is IIS. IIS stands for Internet Information Services. Remember this. If someone asks you, this is completely developed by this Microsoft only. So just select this IIS web server and click on add features. It doesn't mean that another web servers we cannot install in this Windows machine. So there are a lot of types of web servers like Apache, NJNX, etc. So different types of web servers are there like Tomcat, right? So these all things you can configure in Windows also. But by default, Windows is providing you the default web server, that is IIS. Right now we are selecting this web server. When you are going to learn DevOps concept, there also web services are there in Azure also, right? So upcoming sessions, I will tell you about those things. Now here the default option, please select and click on next. Now no need to do any changes, just click on next, 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 and just select this one. So here in the real time we manually, if we do any changes, we manually restart the server. But right now behalf of us, AWS is going to do that. So virtually, so just select this option as restart the destination server automatically if it is required. Okay, just click on installs. Now the web server is getting installed into your. Once the web server installed, next what happens means you will get one path. So that two folders will be created actually. One is www. One is inetpub, and under this inetpub, one more folder will get created. That is nothing but www root. Okay. So these two folders will get created automatically once the web server got installed in the local machine C drive. In the local machine, it means in the server local machine C drive, these folders will get created, and this inside this folder there will be default index pages, index.html page. Okay, so which is created by the Microsoft itself. We need to remove them. So we will remove the default index pages which is provided by the Microsoft, and we will place our own code here. We need to place our code, okay, at this point. So code is ready with me. I will use the code. Where is the code? Let me open that code. Let me open this. Already scroll down. So see here, step 3, installing web server. All the steps I have provided for you, and this PDF will be available in the WhatsApp group. So from there you can download it. So just this is the HTML code which I want to use. Just I am copying this and open the notepad. Just I am pasting in the notepad this entire code, and just this up to here the code will be there. The simple code, this is the simple HTML document which I have created. So I hope you already know about the HTML concept. This is the opening tag of the HTML, closing tag, and it is divided into two parts. One is head and the other one is body. So in the head part, I have mentioned some title here, my simple web page, and in the body section, whatever we mention, this part, the content which can seen by the end users, right? So just click on save. Before that, let me go to my web server. Now go to the server, and you will see a message here, installation was succeeded. So that message we need to see now. It is taking time. Let's wait. Mm, mhm. Madam, good evening, madam.
Good evening, sir. Sorry for
Yeah, no problem. రికార్డింగ్ అవైలబుల్గా ఉందిగా.
okay, sir. అదే ధైర్యం.
So we got the message. It is showing as installation got succeeded. Just click on close. As I told you, 2 folders will get created. Just click on this. Just close this dashboard also. Now go to the File Explorer. Go to this PC, Windows C drive, and here you see a option. See this folder got created. inetpub. Just click on this and open the folder again. www root. We just now you need to remove these 2 index files which created by Microsoft. Just delete them. Now let's create one index.html file. Just I am opening the notepad. Now place the code here. Go to the local machine. Now I am having my own code. Just I am placing the code. Go to the server again. Inside the server, just I am pasting the code and go to the file, save as. The HTML file should always end with .html. Go to this PC where we need to save inetpub www root inside this index.html. So your operating system will recognize it as HTML file and save as type should be all files. Just click on save. So we need to see this message. Welcome to my web server, and this is a simple web application deploying on AWS Windows EC2. So just if I go to again my console area, again I'm going to instances, and here I'm going to copy the public IPv4 address, and in our group I'm going to paste this IP. Now everyone open this IP and check whether you can see the message or not. This message. This is simple web application deployed on Windows and welcome to my web server. These messages you can see. So here also I will open new incognito window. Just here I paste the IP and press enter. Continue to site. See, I am able to see this message. From your side also you will see the same message if I am not wrong. Can anyone confirm me whether you can see this message or not? The same message which I am seeing right now. So I hope everyone can see this message, right? Yeah, okay. Let's move forward. So this is all about the Windows web server. So the step 5 we need to test. So I have just copied the IP address and I have shown you. So I have mentioned the steps also. The conclusion, what is the conclusion? We successfully set up a web server on Windows EC2 machine and deployed a simple HTML application. The step-by-step process is essential for understanding web hosting in the cloud. So tips, what are the tips that you need to follow? Use free tier options while practicing. Don't go with any paid options because It is not free of service. AWS, it is pay as you go. And restrict RDP access to your IP address for security. It means that right now, if I send my PEM file to you, you all can connect to the instance which I have created. This is the Windows instance, right? So for to this Windows instance, you all can connect. If you have my PEM file, where PEM file is nothing but the key file, right? The time we have created one key pair. So the PEM file, if you having means you can also connect with this into this machine. So only I need to connect to this machine. Except me, I should not allow everyone, right? So just I will go here. So go to the security tab. You can restrict others without connecting, even though they are having the key. Even though they are having the key, they should not connect to the Windows instance except the owner, except the administrator. No one should connect to this instance. So for that purpose, what you can do means go to the security tab, and here you can see the security group. Just click on it. Here you can see the inbound rules. Click on edit, and just what you will do, just I will search in the Google what is my IP. What is my IP? Now it will show me the IP address. See, and now I am going to copy this IPv4 address, and I am going to the security group rule. Now I am going to disable. Before, previously it was 0.0.0.0/0. It means I told you the meaning of this one is everyone. We are giving the public access. Now I am restricting the public access. Just I am mentioning my IP. Only my machine can connect to the instance. In that way, I am providing the security. Okay, that is what here it was written. So restrict RDP access to all and only provide your IP address, because you should only manage your server, not others. So explore about this IaaS features for advanced hosting, right? Just go through this one. What is IaaS? Today you just learn about the IaaS features. So that is all about this Windows Web Server creation. Let's move forward. I hope everyone understand this concept, setting up web server on Windows machine, right, in AWS and deploying simple web application. Any doubts, anyone, you can ask, or else I will move forward to the next concept. So the next concept is placement groups. Very, very important topic. Okay, before that, we will go with this user adding in Linux. And one more thing, before explaining you this concept, in Windows also we can add users. In Windows Server also we can add users. So if you want to add any user, just again go to the server manager. In both I am showing you how to add users in Linux as well as Windows. So here just let it get down, let it get loaded. This dashboard is getting loaded. Right. Loading completed. Now here you can see a option called right side top corner. There is a option called manage. Click on manage and go to add roles and features. Really, okay. Click on next, next, next. I think this is not the option. Just go to tools. Here, just can see. Just a second, guys. Just a moment. I'm getting one important call. Just hold on. హలో హలో ఎక్కడున్నారు స్విగ్గీ అండి, ఎక్కడున్నారు? ఓకే. నాకు క్లాస్ అవుతుంది, డిస్టర్బ్ చేయకు. Yes. Okay. So let's go to this server manager, and here the option will be there like, and let's go to manage, not manage, I think so. Add servers, create server group, remove roles and features, server manager properties. Let me close this one first, and here go to start, and this server manager only. Actually, I forgot a lot of. Let me go to tools, and here computer management. Go to computer management. Now yes, this one only, I think so. So here you can see there is an option called local users and groups. Just expand it, go to the users. See, right now the administrator is there here. So I can create one more user also here. Just I am creating one more user. Just right click here. You will get an option to create a user. So just I am naming it as my name here. Just writing my name, and no need to mention full name, all these things. And the password I am giving here. Just for this user I am setting one password, and confirm the password. Just click on user must change password next login. I am removing this one. Password never expire. User cannot change password. If you want to enable these options also, you can enable, and just click on create. See, one more user also I have created. Now click on close. That's it. Now you can see that user here. Okay, so this user can also, by using this user also, you can log into the Windows mission. Okay, so in this way we can create a users. So where is the option? I hope you got the idea. We need to go to the tools, and we need to go to the computer management. Okay, now let's go back to our user creation in Linux. So just I'm going to open this document. See here, managing a Linux users with the password authentication. Whenever we are logging into the Linux machine, by default AWS only creating one user. If I create one Amazon Linux machine, by default the user will be created. The username is EC2-user. This user we are not creating. AWS itself created this user. So by using this username, we are just entering into this Linux machine, right? But now my requirement is I will create my own user. If I enter that username, if I, for example, username is Banu, okay. So if I enter this username, I must able to log in into the Linux machine also. The same machine, the login should happen. Okay. So let's implement that process. So just go to, just first of all we need to create one machine. So just go to the console area, and here Just select the EC2, go to click on launch instance. Now I am going to name it as Linux user instance. Just one meaningful name I am giving here. Scroll down, and the operating system Amazon Linux only. I am not selecting any different type of operating system. Okay, and the key pair, instance type, free tier eligibility is there, and key pair I am giving here. I am using the key pair. Click on create key pair. In the network settings, I am going to enable only one port, that is SSH port, and by default this port was opened. I did not enable it. The reason is because we are selecting Linux machine. Now configure storage, everything seems good. Now just click on launch instance. These are all things you already know. No need to explain in detail. Just go to down and click on view all instance. Just do refresh once. See, your Linux instance is also getting created. Is under initialization. Next, we need to convert PEM key into PPK, or else we can log in with the MobileXterm also directly. So I will go with the MobileXterm now. Just I am opening the MobileXterm. Go to session and click on SSH. Here I need to paste the public IP address. So just go to the console area. Take the public IP of the Linux machine, and I am copying the public IP address. Now open MobileXterm. In the remote host, paste the public IP. Go to advanced SSH settings. Upload the private key which you have downloaded. Click on open. Click on OK. Click on accept. Right now I am using EC2-user. But one more time I will do the same login process. At that time I don't give this name as EC2-user. I will give custom username. Okay. Now press enter. See, I able to log in. Now tell me one thing. Did I create this EC2 user? No. Who created this EC2 user? AWS itself created the user. Now I am going to create our own user. So how to create our own user in Linux? The first command is user add space the username which you want to create. So this is the command. I want to create the username as Banu. Okay, just I am giving my name. Just I am copying here, and I go to the MobileXterm terminal. Just I am passing. Just paste. And what is the purpose of sudo? I am running this command as a root user. Okay, so sudo space add user or else user add. You can give the command add user or user add. Anything will be fine. So now the user got added. Next thing, we need to set password for this user. So let me set up the password for this user. Setting up the password. So just I am giving the password as admin user @123. Okay, so just normal, any password you can set. So just I am going to the terminal and I am going to enter sudo passwd and followed by the password. Okay, here we should not give the password. Just enter sudo space passwd, and which user you want to set the password, enter that username. Now paste the password, enter, again paste the same password, enter. See, the password it will not show. Okay, so just I have given the password and all the authentication tokens updated successfully. You will get this message. Next, enable passwordless authentication, and we need to enable password authentication. So there is a file called sshd_config. This is one configuration file. We need to go to this location. By default, it will be the password authentication will be no, and we need to change it to yes. So just go to this location. Now go to insert mode, scroll down and see here password authentication. It is set to the rules. On this config file, there will be some rules. Okay, the rules. Now I am changing the rule to yes. Now escape, :WQ, save and quit. Sudo, this is the Vim. Vim means there are different types of editors in Linux. Here we have used a Vim editor. Okay, you can go for VI, you can go for Nano, whatever you different types of editors there we are having. So you can go with any other options also. So I have successfully changed this passwordless authentication to yes. So now restart the SSHD service. Okay. So actually SSH means why we use it. SSH means for the login purpose, right? So this in order to work SSH, this SSHD means daemon. It stands for daemon. Daemon is nothing but a program which is running at the back end. Okay. So we need to restart this service. Just copy this one. Now just paste the command and press enter. Now the service again getting restarted. So now we need to test that user. Now we will log in with the user that which we have created. Use the new credentials to connect to SSH. Okay. So right, this is another method. By using this also we can create a user. Okay, follow any one method. Okay, just now what I will do, I will go to the console again and again copying the public IP address. This time I am not giving the username as EC2-user. Go to session SSH and pasting the remote IP address and upload the private key file, the same key file. Click on OK. Now I am entering the name as Banu. Now, and it will ask you for the password. We have the password for this Banu user and I am copying this password and I am going to the mobile extreme and I am pasting the password. Press enter. Now it will ask for the authentication. Please enter the master password in order to protect your password vault. Cancel. See, I have connected to my machine again. So we can create our own users also, and but that user also, by using that user also we can log in into the servers. Okay, so in this way you can create a user and you can log in. So one more way is also there to create the users, but this is the somewhat the lengthy process, but you can try yourself. In my previous playlist I think this video is available related to this. So I will share with you in the group also. So commands are very simple. Here also we are adding the commands user add, and we are switching from root user to non-root user. Sorry, non-root user to root user. Here, but su means switch user. We need to switch into that user, and inside that user we need to generate one hidden directory. You can see here one directory I am creating, that is hidden directory. Whenever there is, before the folder or directory, whenever you see this dot symbol, you can easily guess it is a hidden directory. And we need to authorize some keys, right? So we need to change permissions here for this directory. After changing the permissions, we are going to enter into that hidden directory, and inside this hidden directory we are creating one file, and the file name is authorized. This file name should be same, it should not change. Okay, so after that some permissions also we need to apply on this file which we are creating, and after that we need to enter into this file and we need to generate keys by using puttygen. So this is somewhat the lengthy process. That's the reason I am not going to tell you this one, because you will get confused. Follow the first option, first approach, go with the first approach. But if you are eager to learn this method also, I already have made the one video. That video I will share with you in the group. So that this is also the simple process only, right? So now let's go with the another concept called placement groups in the AWS. So this is the last concept today. So let me open this placement groups. So what is this placement groups, right? Now let's try to understand. Now let's try to understand about the placement group concept. So placement groups allow you to control the physical placement of your EC2 instance to meet the needs of workload. So it means that you can decide where your instance can be placed. So no additional charges are they will be there to create placement groups. So AWS is not going to charge anything for this placement group. So let me tell you what exactly this placement group is. Let me go to Google and just I'm going to type here placement groups. So go to images. I'm going to images here. I'm selecting the first image. Let me show you. See, there are three types actually. One is cluster placement group, another one is spread, and another one is partition. First of all, we need to understand what is cluster, what is spread, and partition. Types of placement groups, these are: one is cluster, second one is spread, and third one is partition. What is cluster? Now let's try to understand. Okay, so see here, cluster means the instance will be created in the same rack, in the same availability zone. Your EC2 machine will be created in the same rack and the same availability zone also. Same rack, same availability. And if you select spread in the placement group, then your instance will get created in different racks and different availability zones. If you go for the spread option, different racks and different availability zone. You can, I hope you can see here this diagram. Let me zoom it, or else let me open this website. I don't know which website it. Right, now see here, I hope the diagram is clear, right? You can see. Now cluster, if you place your EC2 machine in the cluster, means it will be in the same rack and availability, only single availability zone it will be in. And if you place your EC2 machine in the spread, means if you choose the second option, spread, means then your EC2 machine will get created in different racks. It means in different availability zones and different availability zones and different racks also, different availability zones as well as the different racks, not in the single rack. Okay, and the third option is partition. If you select the partition, here availability zone is same and here different racks will be different, availability zone is same. Okay, so this is how the behavior of your machine will be. So cluster placement group means what? Cluster placement groups launch EC2 instances in the same rack, the same availability zone, ensuring low latency. Latency means distance. Okay, so if the EC2 machines are in the same rack, means if the EC2 machines are in the same rack, means then this EC2 machine, if this EC2 machine wants to communicate with another EC2 machine, right, so it will be very easy or not, because this is second EC2 machine is not in the different rack, the same rack these both the machines are. So the faster communication will be there. So the latency will be, latency means the distance is very less here, so they can communicate easily, right? So that is nothing but the advantage in this cluster placement group. What are the pros here? High speed communication between instances. High speed communication can happen with this much of speed. Okay, and what are the cons here? Failure. If in case this rack is going to get failed, if in case this rack is getting failed, means entire your the whatever the instances are there in this rack, the entire racks are going to get deleted. So let me show you one diagram also related to this. In the server, let me type server. See here, these are the racks. You can visualize this one. These are the racks. Let me go to this website. It is available. So whatever you are seeing here on my screen, each individual rack, this is one rack, 1 2 3 4, like this. These are all the racks. Inside these racks we have the servers. Okay, multiple servers are there. This is one server, this is second server, like that. Okay, so I hope I am very clear in explaining this about this cluster placement group. So the only disadvantage in this cluster is, if in case the rack is getting failed, all your instances will get failed. The impact will be on all the instances. Next we have what is the use case means. Big data processing you can do, and application require low latency. Whatever the applications that are require less low latency and high throughput performance, if you require, then you can go with this cluster option. And there is a one more option called spread. When you need to go to spread option, spread placement groups distribute EC2 instances across multiple racks, but the availability zones to reduce failure risk. Here multiple racks will be there. Availability zone same, or it is single availability zone. Go to the diagram. We are discussing about this spread. Availability zone is different here, but different racks also. See, different racks, different availability zone. Right? So different racks, multiple racks will be there, and availability zones also, to reduce failure risk. Okay, advantage. What is the advantage here? Instances are placed on separate hardware. Spamming across the multiple availability zones and ensures reduce simultaneous failures risk. So risk will be very low here, because we are placing our instances in the multiple availability zones, means obviously the risk will be very low. And use cases, what are the use cases? High availability applications we can deploy, right? So critical applications requires isolation from failures. Security is going to get increased here mainly. And next there is one more type, that is nothing but the partition placement group. In the partition placement group, your instances are divided into logical partitions, each representing a separate rack within the same availability zone. See here, let's go to the spread part, this partition group. Here the availability zone is same, but your machine is placed in different racks. So different separate rack, but same availability zone. That's what we are seeing in the diagram also. Same availability zone, different rack. Right? Each partition operates independently to ensure fault isolation. Isolation will be there here, rack to rack. Okay. So next details, supports up to how many partitions here? 7 partitions you can do as per this availability zone, and scale of hundreds of instances per partition. Use cases, what? Large scale data processing applications like Hadoop. This is the use case. So steps to create a placement group. First of all, you need to go to EC2 service and you need to click on create placement group. Enter the group name and select strategy as whatever you want. Cluster, spread, partition. Where is the option? You can go to instances here. Here you can see an option called under the network and security. There is an option called placement group. Just click on create placement group. I am giving here the first name as cluster, and I am choosing the strategy as cluster, and click on create group. I have created one group. One more group I am creating, and I am creating here partition. Or else you can name it. I will name it as spread, and I will select spread here. See, it is asking me to select the racks also, no restrictions, host outputs only. This option they have added newly, I think so. Determines how placement group spread your instances. You can only use host level spread placement group on outpost. I am going to select the second option, rack, and click on create one more group. Again click on create one more group. This time I am going with the spread. Oh, already we have taken spread, I think so. Let's go with the partition. Now select the third type as partition. Total number, see here. In the PDF also it was written up to 7 you can create, 7 partitions. Okay, and click on create group. See, I have created cluster, spread, and partition. Now I will go to the instances, and it's my wish now. where I want to place my EC2 machine. Either you want to place in spread, either you want to place in cluster, either you want to place in partition. You are completely your wish. So just a demo machine, just you will give the name as demo machine. But here the problem is this T2 micro machines will not support this partition, this thing, right? Placement groups option. So just I have given the name, and here if you scroll down, just I will show you the option. Just go to the advanced details. Here there is a option called the placement group. So you can select your placement group here. If you want to place your EC2 machine in spread, partition, whatever placement group you want to select, you can select from here and just click on launch. Okay, it will not work for the free tier. This T2 micro instance, we need to choose another type of instance for this. So I don't know whether they have given the option for this or not. So I'm not going to do this. So you can try from your side. So it will not, right? So this is all about the placement groups concept. Now after the practice, just terminate your instances, because this is not the free of cost. You need to pay for it. So just after the practice, everyone terminate your instances. Right, I hope everything I have clear. I have started with the Windows Web Server, and after that I have explained you about user adding in Linux machine as well as the Windows machine, and after that I have explained about the placement groups as well. So these three PDFs will be shared to your WhatsApp group. From there you can watch it, and this video recording will be also available. So everything you can see and you can practice, right? So any doubts, anyone